Dear Ambassador Kounalakis, István, Péter, dear audience, and most of all, dear U.S. alumni. It is a great pleasure for me to represent the Hungarian American Coalition on this historic occasion when Return, the new alumni umbrella organization, is actually formed. I'm fortunate to know many of you as I look around here in the room, the founding members, mostly through your American experience in Washington. A few words about the Hungarian American Coalition. When communism fell in Hungary in 1989, we looked around the landscape of the United States and saw that there was no single Hungarian American umbrella organization to act as partner for the newly democratized Hungary. At that time, 15 organizations and several individuals, and I was fortunate to be among them, formed the Hungarian American Coalition. We set up an office in Washington, D.C., which we call our Office of Information, and we started gathering organizational and individual members, as well as funds, without which I'm sure you're finding out having an organization is awfully difficult. The Hungarian American Coalition's programs are quite varied. We do a lot of human rights work with the historic Hungarian communities in Transylvania, in Felvidék, in Slovakia, in Vojvodina, and some in Carpatho, Ukraine. We have many educational programs. We have exchange programs. We have a scholarship program, the Eva and Alamér Kish Scholarship Program, with which we give $1,000 to $2,000 stipends for 5 of them a year to make up the missing cost of university students, such as the one Peter mentioned and others who apply to us during their studies at American universities. In addition, in the early 90s, we began with a White House internship program, and that was designed to accept American students to serve as White House interns. This was sort of the forerunner to our later internship program, about which I'm delighted to talk here. But one of our major purposes as the Hungarian American Coalition is to provide information, totally dependable and historically correct information, in English obviously, to American decision makers in Washington and elsewhere, to our own representatives and congressmen, to the State Department, and to the White House about issues that interest Hungarian Americans. I'm a very firm believer in the benefits of providing first-hand experience as the most valuable way of learning. Interestingly, yesterday I had the privilege of attending Máért, the Magyar Állandó Értekezlet, and there too my belief was reaffirmed, because one of the points that we discussed was the new Hungarian government program of arranging for organized high school trips by Hungarian students to the areas where minority Hungarian communities live. And the Hungarian government believes in this very strongly and is very much committed to giving experience through visitation and possibly sponsoring study around the Carpathian Basin for Hungarian students, because such a very small, disappointingly small number are aware of the life and history of the Hungarians in the surrounding countries. So since I believe in this firsthand experience so strongly, I was a very enthusiastic supporter when Max Teleki and Zsolt Szekeres first brought up the idea to establish within our coalition the Congressional Internship Program. Once this concept was born, all, and I say in quotes, all we had to do was to fund it. And fortune smiled upon us, but as an old fundraiser, and after your U.S. experience, many of you know that you must be standing in the right place for fortune to smile upon you. And we were in the right place when we were able to convince the principals of the Charles Simonyi Fund for Arts and Science to underwrite our congressional internship program. That was 5 years ago, and so far 26 Hungarians from Hungary and from around the borders have participated in the 3-month-long internship program. Almost as important as the funding is the selection of participants. In this, as in many other projects, our coalition, which has 30 organizational and hundreds of individual members, our coalition network was very useful. We received suggestions from several of our organizational members, including the Hungarian Human Rights Foundation, the Hungarian Scouts, and most consistently, as you have recently heard, from Péter Forgács of the Calosanctius training program. Some of our students have been former CTP students whose interest in international relations, communications, and other fields made them great candidates to extend their stay and spend 3 months in Washington working in congressional offices, American and Hungarian NGOs, and various think tanks. When I first heard of the founding of the Common Sense Society, the Senior Mentor Program, or programs that teach business ethics and entrepreneurship in Hungary, about which you learned from Péter, I began to see each of our participants, each of our interns, as a small but powerful cell that divides and multiplies. Through these organizations and programs, once you return to Hungary, your U.S. experience will benefit many others. Together, it will have significant influence on the positive development of Hungarian society. As we all know, many things are imported to Hungary from the United States. Some are very positive and useful, others, unfortunately, less so. By founding the Return Umbrella Organization, I am confident that you're importing some of the best American traditions. Volunteerism that plays such a major role in solving problems in U.S. society. Networking that so effectively multiplies the effort of individuals and groups. And cooperation that strengthens a group's voice and its efforts. As we in the United States get ready to mark the 20th anniversary of the founding of our Hungarian-American Coalition, I wish U.S. alumni in Hungary similar or greater longevity. May we, probably not me, but you, gather 5, 10, and 20 years from now to celebrate the major accomplishments of a vibrant organization. Thank you.